Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. In today's reading, we'll be finding out what messages goddesses have for you. Okay, so um, I have three groups prepared for you guys, and each of these groups has a card with a goddess on it. So she's going to be your goddess, and then we're going to find out what she would like to say to you and how she can help give some of her power to you to help you step into alignment with your purpose and to help you heal, or whatever other messages she would like to give to you. So without any further ado, let me introduce you to today's groups for you to choose from. For group number one, we have the goddess Rhiannon, and the keyword here is enchantment. Group number two, your goddess is Parvati, and the keyword here is spirit. And group number three, you have the goddess Yumoja or Yumoha. I googled it, um, and there are a couple of different ways to pronounce her name. Some people call her Yemoja, some of them call her Yumoha. She also has other names. And the keyword here is release. So this is group number three, your option. So you can take as much time as you need to decide which goddess or which goddesses you are feeling drawn to. You can choose multiple groups in today's reading if you'd like to. And once you have made your decision intuitively, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comments. And I shall see you all in your reading. Hi, Group 1. You chose the goddess Rhiannon with the keyword enchantment. So let's find out what she would like to say to you. I'm just going to read a little bit of the write up in the guidebook for this deck for you guys. So we have Rhiannon, enchantment, origin Welsh. You have so much magic and power in you. Don't be afraid to use it. Great sorceress goddess, Rhiannon is guiding you and enhancing your powers of enchantment right now. You'll find things coming more easily. Okay, so with that being said, I do have a feeling that, personally, when I look at this card and like this whole deck, to be very honest, was a deck that really called to me because the artwork on here reminded me so much of Disney princesses. And this card in particular reminds me of Elsa, Queen Elsa from Frozen 2, when she's riding that horse that's made out of glass or water, and she's riding it across the ocean, the lake, this like body of water. This is what that reminds me of. There is a very magical, mystical, whimsical energy to this, right? And the fact that there is enchantment here, I definitely feel like the goddess here, but also the need for the hour in your life is that of magic. Maybe you have forgotten how magical, how romantic, how whimsical, how mystical life can be, right? Maybe the practicality of the world and just the stoicism that is expected of us as we grow older is just maybe bogging you down, making you kind of forget how there is magical, mystical energy around us, even when we grow up, even as adults, there is magic in the world and we forget. So, yeah, this is a message to remind you of that magic for sure. I definitely feel like there is a message here for you to romanticize your life more, believe in magic more, connect to magic more. Now, whether this is by doing some sort of like a full moon or a new moon ritual, doing some sort of like a witchy ritual, or this could be by creating like a magical night, just like dim the lights in your house, just switch on some fairy lights, maybe watch like a magical movie, maybe Harry Potter, or even Frozen 2 for that matter, and just believe in magic again is probably like a message that's really coming through for you guys today. But let's find out what this goddess Rhiannon of enchantment would like to tell you. Okay, so first up here we have the Nine of Wands. This kind of just came up, and then we have the Ace of Swords, and we also have the Page of Wands. Okay. Mhm. Bottom deck energy is the devil. Yes, I honestly feel like there is some sort of like a I don't want to say addiction, but maybe yes, there is some sort of addiction that you have, whether that is to, being a hustler, whether that is an addiction to, like the belief system that you have. You are just very adamant about how the world just needs hustlers and practical people, and there's no place here for magic and whimsy and hope. um, and that could be because of how you have maybe experienced life so far. Maybe that's I should probably pull your cards down so you can see them better. There's a lot of glare in this light, isn't there? Yeah, I think this is better. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay. Really sorry about that. My Libra moon just wants to always have like a very aesthetic looking layout for my cards. Anyway, so yeah, coming back to the Nine of Wands, I do feel like your past experiences, your um, maybe hardships, challenges that you have faced, these are things that have maybe uh, changed your perspective on life, and they have maybe hardened you, because I'm genuinely getting the feeling that you guys are quite sensitive and empathetic, but for some reason the world has made you believe that that is a bad thing or that is a weakness, but it really isn't. It's actually a really big strength to be able to understand someone else's pain, or to see life from someone else's perspective, and put yourself in their shoes and offer support. Okay, in fact, what I personally believe is that we need more sensitive and more empathetic people in the world, but for some reason, it is believed that the more you harden yourself, the easier it'll be for you to get through life, which, you know what, it may be true. It may be true for some people, but for people who are generally and innately very sensitive and empathetic, it becomes very difficult for you to just turn that off, right? It's like how vampires and Vampire Diaries used to turn off their humanity switch. It's easier said than done. That's not very possible for especially for very sensitive and empathetic people. But for some reason, I do believe the world has made you a bit hard. It has hardened your heart a little bit. It's made you realize that people who are treating their spouses badly are the ones who are actually in happy relationships, and the people who are treating their partners well are actually being taken for granted. Maybe that is a belief that you have, but it honestly feels like you want to there is a part of you that wants to protect your inner child and wants to protect your heart and yourself from the cruelty of the world, but at the same time this cruelty is just making you harden your heart. And even though it may you may see the benefits of that, it's not very natural to you, so you are just maybe confused about who you are and who you can be moving forward. Maybe you want to be a tough kid, but then you are a sensitive person, so it becomes difficult for you to not care about things, like as much as people say let it go or let them, or don't worry so much about what other people say, but there is still a part of you that does care, and it's difficult for you to not care. And I think that is maybe causing some sort of confusion in your life. It's holding you back. It's probably causing some sort of fear, some sort of challenges where this thing is holding you back from doing something that you really want to do, or saying things you really want to say, or be who you really want to be, but for some reason you're just not able to, right? This fear could also be, say for example, you want to be seen, you want to be maybe you want to upload some content around, like, witchy stuff, but maybe the fear of AI misusing your content, or getting horrible comments, or people calling you out, or people ostracizing you, maybe that's really scaring you and keeping you held back, even though you have a really good knack for this, and that if you do start sharing your experiences as a witch or a baby witch, it's going to do really well and it's going to make you very happy, but maybe it's still holding you back. Right now, this is just an example, please take it how it resonates. But yeah, I do have a feeling that there is some sort of fear that is holding you back, and that is why Rhiannon wants to come through and just help you overcome this challenge. Okay, now this card, right, this Ace of Swords card right here, each of these cards has a different story. Okay, so this is the Tarot of the Divine, um, by uh, Yoshimani, I think. All of the decks that I use, by the way, are always mentioned in the description box below. So if you're ever confused about which deck it is, you will find it in the description box below. And I basically really love this deck, because like the texture of it is just beautiful. It almost feels like a linen texture. It's just beautiful to touch, and also because the artwork really called out to me, because each card has a different story. And I also, there's like a storybook that goes along with this deck, this tarot deck, and I got the book as well, and I read it, and it's so fun. And there are some stories that you can also read out to, like, children, if you have children. Some of them are a bit scary, I think, for very young children, but I think if you have like children around the ages of like 8 to 11, I think they will really enjoy these like short stories, but anyway, so this card right here, the Ace of Swords, this represents the Alexander knot. And basically what this is that there was this knot that was made by, I don't know if it was the king or if it was the people in ancient Rome. And basically, the idea was that there was a price basically for the person who would untangle this knot. And a lot of people came, they tried, a lot of wise men, a lot of strong men, a lot of different people from different um, places and ages and different skill sets. They all came and they tried to untie this knot, but they weren't able to, up until Alexander the Great showed up with his sword and he just sliced the knot. And the idea was that technically he won. Okay, he won on a technicality because, yes, the knot was untied, but that was not how he was meant to have won, right? It was meant to be untangled. So yeah, like that is the message that's really coming through, that sometimes it doesn't matter what route you take as long as the work is done, not to say that you need to do something illegal or something um, that doesn't resonate with you. It just means that sometimes you need to think outside of the box and maybe step out of your comfort zone every once in a while. Sometimes wisdom doesn't really work. Brute strength is the only thing that works. Sometimes you have to, you know take the long route, right? Or sometimes you have to just take a shortcut in order to resolve the issue, right? So I think that is what the message is for you guys, and that's what I think Rhiannon is trying to say, where she's basically saying try to find a way to work around the challenges, try to find a way to work around um the fear, or this like this reality that we live in, and you can do that by embodying more magic into your life, by romanticizing your life a little bit more, right? With the Page of Wands, it's just someone who takes very impulsive risks and actions. They do first and then they think. This is like a very young energetic energy. It's almost like the message here is that sometimes you just have to do. The more you think about it, the more you're going to continue thinking about it. Sometimes you just have to stop making the pros and cons list. Sometimes you just have to stop thinking about the what ifs and the could haves and the would haves and the should haves. And sometimes you just have to do. Okay, you don't have to rationalize all of your decisions, you don't have to explain it to anyone. Sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes these ideas, these actions don't even have to make sense to you. You just have to do them, you just have to take action. Okay, that being said, of course, please apply it to your situation with caution. Please don't do something illegal or something that can put someone else or yourself in harm's way. Obviously, that's not the advice that I will ever give you, and that's not the advice any spiritual guide or God or the universe will ever give you if they truly care about you, right? Which they do. So yeah, you don't have to be impulsive to a point where you have to act out of character, but sometimes you do have to take an action. Okay, the more you think about it, the more you're just going to keep thinking about it, and the more you think about the pros and the cons, the more cons you're going to come up with. The more issues are going to come up, like, oh my god, this could go wrong, and oh my god, this could also go wrong, and this could also go wrong, right? So yeah, sometimes you just have to do. Yeah, that is the message. Let's just get one last like affirmation card for you guys and see how Rhiannon would like to help you. Oh, Asteria, the clarity I seek is revealing itself to me. You saw me shuffle the cards. I could not have made it up. Like, honestly, she's here. She's here with us right now, and she just really wants us to know that she has got our back. Okay, she has your back, and what she really wants you to know is that the answers will come to you, whether they come to you through a tarot reading or an astrology reading, whether they come to you through your own intuition, whether they come to you through a book that you read, or a quote that you happen to see, or a reel that you happen to see, or TikTok you happen to see. The message that is meant to find you will find you, is what the message really is here. And this is something that you really must remind yourself. Okay, you must really remind yourself that the clarity you seek is revealing itself to you. Yeah, that is a belief you need to have. That is the belief with which you will be able to then take action. Okay, you will be able to then take action towards your aligned goals, and that is how you're going to move forward. Because I do feel like beyond fear is everything that you want. It's enjoyment, it's fulfillment, there's emotional fulfillment, there's um resources, there's magic, there's power, beyond this fear. So yeah, the answer here is that if you are looking for answers, don't seek them out. The answers will find you. Yeah, I saw this quote the other day that said, you must find everything in life except love and death. Those two things will find you when they are meant to find you. And I think that also sometimes goes for answers. Sometimes, we chase the answers, we chase closure, but sometimes these things will come to us, the answers will come to us, the clarity will come to us, the closure will come to us, right? So that is the message that I have for you guys. And towards the end of your reading, like, my throat has started hurting a little bit, like it's straining a bit. Even though I've just started your reading, I still have two more groups to film. So yeah, this is also telling me that there is some sort of like blockages in your throat chakra. So maybe working on that, like maybe seeing like a Reiki video here on YouTube, there are a couple of them, will really be helpful. um, yeah, or like just doing some sort of vocal exercises, or using affirmations that open up your throat chakra. That could be advice that's also coming through here. But yeah, overall, that is the message that I have for you guys, group number one. I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope it has given you at least some level of clarity. And if you did, please don't forget to claim this reading in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more readings from me. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the goddess Parvati with the keyword spirit. So let's find out what the goddess would like to tell you today, what message she has for you. First up, I want to start by reading the little blurb about her in the guidebook of this deck. So we have Parvati, spirit, origin Hindu. Loving goddess Parvati is strengthening your spirit. You've got the power to find the fight within yourself right now and to keep rising. Okay, so that is a beautiful message. She is obviously here to give you strength, whether this is emotional, whether this is mental, even physical strength, because you might need it right now. Yeah, okay, so let's find out what her message is for you. So, first up, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. And we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, she's giving you emotional strength. We have only cup cards here, you guys. She's definitely giving you emotional strength. You are going through something emotionally. We have the Ten of Wands as the bottom deck energy. I feel like you're exhausted. You are tired. You are tired of trying. You are tired of crying. You are tired of not seeing results. You are tired of maybe uh, just exhaustion, just physical exhaustion of trying. You're exhausted maybe mentally as well, because you've been putting in all of this work and you don't see the result, or you know you're really going through it and it feels like you have no more energy to even cry if you would want to. Because yes, there is some sort of like a very, you feel very drained for some reason. That is the energy that I'm picking up for you guys. You feel very emotionally but also physically drained because of how tired you are emotionally. It almost feels like your emotional tiredness is making you physically tired and that you don't have energy. Some of you may be experiencing some physical symptoms of this tiredness. Maybe you have fallen sick, maybe you feel like you're coming down with the flu, or maybe you're recovering from the flu, or recovering from some sort of an infection or some sort of an illness or sickness because of how stressed or how tired or how emotionally exhausted you are. That is a message that really is coming through. There's also a message here to drink a lot of water, to drink a lot of fluids, because all of a sudden my throat is very dry, and also because there's a lot of water here and there's a lot of cup energy here. The message here is also that, if you would like to cry some more, you can. And maybe that's why goddess wants you to drink some water, because maybe you want to cry but then you're so dehydrated that the tears don't come. um yeah, I feel like there is this energy where you are tired, but you are tired to a point where you still have hope. Okay, you're able to joke about this situation, but at the same time, you're tired. You would very much want this situation to end. Okay, and I do feel like the fact that we have the spirit or the or Parvati card right above the 10 of cups, it's showing me that she also wants you to have your 10 of cup moments. She wants you to have your happily ever after. She wants you to have your happy ending. She wants you to have your emotional fulfillment, your emotional satisfaction. She wants you to have the happy family, the happiness card, just like feeling content, feeling like, oh wow, this is a good way to have my story end, right? She wants happiness. She wants you to experience happiness, and she wants to bless you with happiness as well, for sure. But at the moment, there is a possibility that you have been crying a lot, you have been really sad, you have been really dejected. Um, and this could be, for valid reason. I don't want to say that this is unnecessary or this is out of your control, so don't cry. I definitely don't want to invalidate your experience or your pain or even your grief for that matter. um and I don't want to trivialize it by saying it will pass, or like, time heals all, which it does, and it's very cliche. But maybe this is not what you want to hear right now. When you're going through it, of course you have hope that things will get better, but when you're going through it, sometimes you just want to be held, you just want to be hugged. So let me send you a virtual hug. And other advice that's coming for you is to get like a squishy toy, some sort of like a soft toy or a squishy toy, even a pillow, and hug that and sleep at night, because I think you definitely need comfort at the moment. And if you don't have people in your life who you can hug or who you can just go to and ask them to hold you, then maybe getting like a stuffed animal, like a stuffed toy, a pillow even, is going to help. But what she would also like to remind you very gently is that all is not lost. Okay? All is not lost. If things are not perfect at the end of the movie, it's not the end of the movie yet, right? So she wants to remind you that you still have two cups left. Three of them may have fallen, yes, but you still have two of them, and you're probably neglecting them, you're probably not paying attention to them. And this could be in the sense that, maybe this grief, this sadness, this pain is distracting you or keeping you sad and tired, and is making you neglect or ignore your responsibilities, your work, your family, your own health, right? So, there is a message here to sit with your emotions, of course, cry, feel your emotions, do what you have to do, but also try to make yourself feel good, right? That is also in your hands, and you can do that by maybe focusing on your work, by pouring into your own cup, going really heavy on the self love, on the self care with the Ace of Cups right here, right? Pour into your own cup. If you feel like there's no support system around you, be the support system that you deserve in your life. Be the support system in your own life that you wish you had from other people, right? um, Pick up a hobby, pick up a interest, go for a walk. Sleep, catch up on your sleep. That is also something that's coming through here. Pay attention to the food that you're eating. That is also a message here. Pay attention to yourself. It is sad, and grief really does have like, it has a way of having like a hold on us, and it's very difficult to just release yourself from that hold, but you have to at least try, is a message that's coming through, right? Because yes, you have lost your three cups, but you have two of them right now, and the more you focus on these two cups, more cups are going to come. You will have your 10 of cup moment, right? Life is a circle. I am seeing so many circles here. This is a semicircle, this is a whole circle. Every time I look at this card, the only thing I've been noticing is the moon. This is a circle. There's so many circles here. So yeah, life is a circle. This is the circle of life. When there are sad moments, there will be good moments as well, right? It doesn't take away the pain and the grief from the sad moments, but it also doesn't stop you from looking forward to life, right? That's not how you're supposed to be living life. You can't be stuck in one place, right? Yeah, so there is a message of like focusing on yourself, doing things for yourself, prioritizing yourself, loving yourself, pouring into yourself. There's also a message here of watching or re-watching your favorite rom-coms, or your feel-good movies that have a happy ending, so they give you hope. If you've been reading books, or if you've been watching things on the internet, trying to watch happy content, maybe comedy content, or some sort of like fun content. I'm seeing like different races here, so like travel content from different people, or maybe even just like day-to-day life, like vlogs and stuff from people that don't live in the same country as you, maybe, right? So that could also help. That is also a message that's coming through here, because honestly, what she wants you to know is that this is just a phase. Okay, this sadness, this is a phase. It will pass, and once it passes, you will have your happy ending. You will have new love. You will see a beginning of a new love in your life, whether this is self love, whether this is love coming in from another person, whether this is a support system. You will have that. There's also a message here to reach out and ask for help. Please do not think that if someone else has not experienced what you have experienced, they will not be able to empathize with you, because that's not true. Sometimes, people really are there for you, and they truly get you. When they say they understand, they genuinely understand, even if they haven't experienced what you have experienced, right? So yeah, ask for help and take help. Let people in. Don't try to push everyone away. That is also a message that's coming through. Don't try to build your walls up so high that nobody can help you even if they want to. So like, let people help you if they want to help you. Take their help, let them love you, let them take care of you, take care of yourself as well. And yeah, that is one of the messages that's coming through for you. Let's now also get a affirmation for you that can help you through this time, and through this, like, and just give you strength, basically. Yeah, let's find a affirmation that is going to give group number 2 strength. So we have a mindfulness. Today I do all things with awareness, presence, and intention. Yes, this is such a good message. This is honestly, I could not have said it better. Yes, absolutely. The more you think about the past, the more you think about, or maybe this isn't even the past. I mean, my intention was to get past, present, and future, but honestly, this feels like present-ish energy, the 5 of cups, with you being quite sad and grieving. But honestly, the message here is to do everything mindfully. If you are taking a shower, don't think about all of the sad things that have happened, the things that you could have said, or the things that you wish you could have done or wish you could have said. Don't think about that. When you're taking a shower, just take a shower. When you're moisturizing your body, just moisturize your body. Be fully present in what you are doing, because a lot of times we live on autopilot. So we go about our day doing things and being productive, but in our minds we are still thinking about this sad thing. So even though we've done productive things, we're still thinking of unhelpful things from the past, or unhelpful sad things, and that's just making us more sad and affecting our mood. So even if we are going on a walk but we're listening to sad music, we're not really able to come out of it. That walk isn't really helping us as much as it should have helped us, right? So doing things more mindfully, doing things with intention and with awareness and being more present in the present moment. Like if you're watching this reading, there is a possibility that you zoned out a couple of times. So, just bringing yourself back, paying attention, um, is something that really helps. I feel like when you're trying to get yourself back, wriggle your toes or rub your hands together. These are two things that really help me. It helps me come back into the moment. Sometimes washing your face with cold water, washing your hands, just like putting your hands under cold water, just like really helps bring me back to the present. um, Sometimes even like washing your legs with cold water, that also helps. And when I say cold water, I don't mean iced water. It's just cold water. Just like, yeah, cold water, just like room temp water, which is sometimes cold unless you live in a very hot place. But yeah, like even drinking cold water sometimes can awaken you. So yeah, or if ice baths are something that you can do, or dunking your face in ice is also something that people do. If that is something you want to do, do that. If you want to put on a face mask and just watch a good movie, do it, but then don't zone out while you're watching the movie. Like actually watch the movie, right? So just do things with more mindfulness, with more awareness, with more intention, really. Yeah, so any self love activity that you do, do it with intention. Yeah, and that can really, really help. I hope this reading has helped you, group number two. I am sending you a lot of love and a lot of strength to deal with this pain and this grief, and I really do hope that you're able to come out of it pretty soon. And I really do hope that you get to experience your happy ending and just happiness and just satisfaction really soon. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this reading. Claim this happy ending in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group three. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Yemoha or Yemoja card right here. I googled how you pronounce her name, and apparently some people say Yemoha, but some say Yemoja. But she also has other names. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're just gonna call her Yemoha or Yemoja. And her message to you is release. Okay. So first up, I would like to start reading about her a little bit, just the blurb about her in the guidebook of this deck. So we have Yemoha, release, origin Yoruba. Surrender your very thoughts to Yemoha, and she will carry them away for you. Connect with the loving spirit. She is washing over you right now, and feel nurtured when you release what isn't working for you. Okay, so there is a message of letting go and releasing things, releasing things that no longer serve you. For some reason, all of the readings today have had like a very melancholy feel to them. And I don't know if it's my energy, because I don't feel very like I don't feel particularly melancholy, but I don't know why. It's just there's something about today's reading. I think the general collective is just feeling a little bit sad. Maybe do we have summertime sadness? What's happening, you guys? um but okay, maybe whatever it is, I think this is a good card to come up, because this is the card of like release. This is the card of letting go. And she looks quite happy. She's smiling. She has her fish friends with her, and she seems quite calm, to be very honest. She also seems a little bit sleepy, like she's a bit drowsy, like she could just, once her fish friends float away, she might just lean back on this moon and fall asleep, like take a 5-star snooze. Is a message that I'm picking up. So yeah, maybe some of you really need your sleep right now. Maybe you're sleep deprived. I hope you are able to catch up on some sleep or at least get a nap, like a power nap. Group number three, I really hope that for you guys. But there is this energy that, you're tired, you're done with the work, you're tired, and now you would just like to let it go and you would like to be um, sung a lullaby while you swiftly drift away to sleep. That is a message that is coming through. Like, that's the vibe that's coming through. So, let's see what you would like, what you can release. What is the message that Yamoha has for you in terms of releasing? So, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups. Right. And we have the Ten of Wands. Ooh, my babies. Okay. Bottom deck energy is the Seven of Coins. Your patience is running thin, you guys. You are done. You have been working really hard and you are tired. This is a message that came for the previous group's reading as well. So if you were drawn to group number two, then maybe there are messages in there for you as well. But for them it was more so like an emotional exhaustion. For you it feels like a physical exhaustion. For you it feels like there is some sort of a passion project that you put in a lot of energy into. You put in a lot of effort, creativity, time, energy into this project, and for some reason it did not work out and it like kind of gave you burnout energy. So this is giving me like the vibe that you started maybe a business or a job that you were very passionate about initially, but now that passion is kind of running thin, your patience is running thin, your passion is running out, maybe because you don't see the results, or maybe because you're just exhausted. Okay, and you are in two minds of whether you just need to rest or whether you need to quit, you know. Um, and the message here honestly does feel like you are emotionally checked out. You're just like, I can't do this anymore, like, bye. But this could also, to me, it just feels like there's no advice, honestly, that's coming through here. Like, it truly feels like this is a decision that you are going to have to take once you are a little bit more well rested. Obviously with release being here and with the Eight of Cups being here, it feels like you're done, and this is something that you definitely need to move on from. So whether that means shutting your business or quitting this job, um, that is one of the obvious messages. But I do feel like there is a part of you that loves the work that you do. You're really passionate about the work that goes in, but maybe you're not seeing the results. This could very well be my reading as well, group number three, to be very honest, because this is exactly how I've been feeling. I don't know if you noticed this, but I have been absent here on my YouTube channel for a while because I just felt so tired and so overworked. And to be very honest, I love doing readings for you guys because I genuinely, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do genuinely believe that this is something that I'm good at and that I really enjoy doing. And, my intentions are always pure. Like, going into any reading, my intention is always like, I hope anybody who needs to hear this message finds this message. That's always my intention when I say a little prayer before I start doing your readings. I have never, okay, and I swear on everything I've ever loved before, I've never prayed for like more views or more subscribers or anything of that sort. My intention with my readings is always, I hope the message that I am delivering today reaches the person who needs to hear this message, even if that's one or two people. It's okay. But of course, when you're in this, I wouldn't want to call it field, but like when you're in this kind of work where your achievement is very tangible, right? Like you can see how many subscribers I have, you can see how many views I have. When it's all very visible, it's all very measurable, of course, um, the feeling of like I would like this number to increase will always creep in, right? So this is an energy that I'm also picking up from you guys, where you're very passionate about the work that you're doing, but for some reason you're not really seeing the result of it. Maybe you're not growing as fast as you wanted to, or maybe you feel like you're not getting enough appreciation for it, or not enough people are benefiting from it, or it's not reaching the correct target audience, or it feels like there is like a higher power that's working against you, and it almost feels like you're praying to the gods that this will be successful, but the gods are kind of against you. They're kind of making you wait, or they're kind of denying success to you, is like a feeling that's also coming through, right? Like that, maybe that's how you're feeling right now. And it almost feels like it's a losing battle, because like you're putting in energy and resources into it, but it's not coming back to you. So you do feel dejected, rejected, tired. You feel also like physically spent, maybe even financially spent. So maybe you're in two minds of whether you should continue doing this, or whether you should just you know shut it down and move on to the next thing. Um, and honestly, the message here, it keeps showing me release, release, release. So maybe the message here is to walk away, but I do have a feeling that you don't fully feel ready to walk away yet, right? So okay, let's just switch this reading up a little bit. And I know we were asking the goddess for advice, but let's just ask her to give us better advice. Sorry, I'm really sorry. But yeah, let's see what will happen, or what you might experience if you do let it go and just like shut this down, or release it, or whatever. What might you experience? So we have the Hierophant. Okay, and what might you experience if you don't let it go now? You just think about it for a little while, you just take a break, and then you come back to it. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, this is a very clear answer. Bottom deck energy, the Lovers. Okay, okay. Just because you love something doesn't mean it's right for you. Okay, just because you love something doesn't mean you can take it home with you. You go to the zoo, you see a panda, you fall in love with a panda, but you can't take the panda home with you, right? Sometimes you have to leave the panda at the zoo. Okay, and unfortunately, I don't like zoos. I feel like they're kind of inhuman, but it is what it is. Okay, I, in an ideal world, all the animals get to live in their natural habitat, and they don't exist for the pleasure of humans, for us to come and see them in captivity. But it is what it is. I'm just one person. I can't change things. Although the change that I can bring about is by like not going to a zoo and not giving them my money. And one day, someday, if I do have children, I don't think I'll be taking them to the zoo, basically. So yeah. um Anyway, so what you might experience if you take rest and come back, you're going to be battling, you're probably going to be battling some sort of a higher power. Maybe you'll be unhappy, so you'll probably get into trouble with your boss, or you will get into trouble with someone at a higher power. So, like, maybe like a parent is not going to approve of this, or your partner may not feel like you're taking the right decision, because unfortunately in this economy we do need a two income household in order to live a pretty regular schmegular normal life and afford things. Maybe this will affect your career, maybe this will uh, oh god, if you don't have a job and if you have like loans to pay off, you might get into trouble with like the law, maybe, like the banks and stuff. So, oh, okay. um some sort of arguments, some sort of fight, some sort of disagreements could result in you just taking a break from this, but not completely letting it go. But if you do completely let it go, I feel like there is going to be something else, something new in your life, right? Something that's much more aligned to what you're supposed to be doing. Um, oh, God. Now that I've used my own example, this is making me really scared because it's like, should I stop doing tarot readings? I don't know. But no, I mean, it does. So, like, I get it. I get your dilemma. I get your dilemma, group number three. This is something you really love to do. You have put in time, energy, you have put in blood, sweat, and tears into it. So, it's not an easy decision to make. Um, Definitely. But it turns out that, releasing Yamoha is like, girl, the message that I want to give you is right here on the card right below my name and in the card right below my card. So, um, why won't you listen to me if you don't want to take my advice? Why have you called upon my energy? I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off. But yeah, it honestly does feel like letting go of it for good, closing this chapter is what's going to help. Don't know if I'm going to be taking this advice personally, but like, please see how it resonates with you and to your situation. Um, because honestly, like, I mean, I get it. I honestly get what she's trying to say. This is tough love at its finest, but it's like my job is to give you advice and your job is to do what you want to do. It's not my duty, it's not my job to make sure you actually take the advice. It's up to you to actually take it or to ignore it. So, on paper and practically, what she's saying definitely makes sense. But of course, you are maybe emotionally attached to it because this is stuff that you have put your energy and resources into. So, uh, let's get your final card. Let's get like advice, okay, and an affirmation, and hopefully that will help us make a decision. Although we shouldn't be using like tarot and astrology to make like life decisions, but at least we can use them as guidance. We have number 4 here, Aurora. I am renewed with the dawn of each new day. Girl, why do I have a feeling that like if you let go of this thing, if you close this chapter for good, a better chapter is going to start for you, something better suited for you, something much more aligned for you is going to come into your life. Ooh, that is honestly what I'm picking up from this Aurora card. I am renewed with the dawn of each new day. Yeah, yeah. Because there really is no point of doing something that is going to make you unhappy, right? 1555, change. It's time for change. It's time for change, you guys. I'm sorry if this is not the message that you want to hear. It's time for change. Let it go, close this chapter, release it. Obviously, make this decision with, you know, some sort of practicality in mind. I hope you have like a safety net to fall back on. But honestly, the message here truly is to let go and close this chapter. If you feel like everything else is working out and the only thing that's keeping you in here is your passion for this, then I think your passion will ignite and show results in a place that is much better suited for you instead, in a place that's not draining you of your energy and your resources. So sometimes you have to be practical in life, right? That is the message for you guys. Group number 3, this is like tough love at its finest. I hope this reading has given you some sort of clarity and the message that you wanted to hear. And Let me know what you thought about this reading in the comments below. Are you as confused as I am, or did it actually help you? Also, subscribe to my channel for more readings from me. Some of them might be as confusing as this. Mostly they are not. Most often they're not. Most often they're pretty concise and organized. Um, but yeah, okay. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.